Welcome to Sphere Finance. I am Price Time, and you're watching Sphere TV. With the current financial markets being in such turmoil, I think it can be helpful to take a step back and review the big picture of crypto and of what Sphere is building. At its current stage, crypto is still plagued by misunderstanding and stigma. And to some extent, how can we blame the general population for holding that stigma against crypto when multiple large parties are repeatedly found abusing the system? Corrupt players aside, at its core, crypto provides at least two main and important advantages over the traditional financial systems. First, crypto offers a significantly greater degree of capital efficiency compared to traditional finance. dApps certainly provide a wide variety of unique and creative financial services that go far beyond what is capable and easily accessible within traditional finance. But at its most basic level, crypto grants users the ability to seamlessly transfer assets in seconds compared to the often several days required to transfer assets in the traditional finance world. This carries immense benefits. Why would I wait 3 to 5 days to send or receive funds when I could do so in less than 1 minute? This level of capital efficiency alone is a core utility of blockchain technologies and Web3. Second, crypto is immutable and endlessly trackable without needing to rely on one centralized entity to verify or trust for transactions. This ensures accountability within a system that does not rely on trust. Due to the rampant fraud in centralized financial markets, it is increasingly clear why having a trustless financial system is so imperative. Now, one problem with trustlessness and decentralization comes from the question of governance. If there is no centralized entity, how are systemic decisions made? Within the decentralized finance world, governance is achieved by granting voting power to those with a financial stake in governance tokens. The greater a user's financial stake, the greater their voting power. Voting power can then be used to vote and pass proposals that enact any one or all decisions within a token's economic system. Depending on the structure of that token, this could include deciding on future development paths or deciding on how a protocol's incentives are distributed. The latter is particularly important for decentralized exchanges or DEXs that facilitate token swaps, because voting on the flow of a DEX's incentives often dictates the flow of liquidity. Sphere Finance's big picture goal is to become the meta-governance kingpin of crypto. This means that Sphere is focusing its time and energy into building a diversified treasury of valuable governance tokens across the decentralized finance space. The ultimate purpose of this is to funnel the voting power of the Sphere treasury into the hands of users who vote-escrow their Sphere tokens. Vote-escrowed Sphere, or VE Sphere, will come with Sphere v3 and will be a time-locked LP token. As mentioned, VE Spherians will be able to control the governance power of the expanding and diversified Sphere treasury. This is what is meant by the term meta-governance, because with one token, VE Sphere, users will be able to control the increasingly concentrated voting power of an increasing number of DeFi projects. This voting power will grant VE Spherians the ability to collect bribe revenue for their votes. Unlike in traditional finance, bribing voting power is encouraged in decentralized finance, especially when it comes to liquidity incentives. This is because bribing is often capital efficient for projects looking to kickstart and/or grow their liquidity. In addition to bribe revenue, thanks to Sphere's growing ecosystem of yield-bearing tokens and projects, a portion of Sphere's ecosystem revenue will also be distributed to VE Spherians in the form of Dyson auto-compounding LPs. Altogether, this will make VE Sphere intrinsically diversified and yield-bearing. VE Sphere will also be deflationary. In addition to a portion of revenue from the Sphere ecosystem being distributed to VE Spherians, a portion of revenue will also continuously be used to buy and burn Sphere tokens, resulting in a perpetual decrease in circulating supply. Sphere's deflation is already well underway, with over 14% of Sphere's circulating supply permanently burned. Also, since a portion of Dyson's performance fees go towards buying and burning Sphere tokens, as more yield is produced by the ecosystem and is funneled to VE Spherians as Dyson LPs, more buying and burning will occur through Dyson as part of Sphere's ecosystem revenue. Altogether, this will cause VE Spherians to have increasingly concentrated meta-governance voting power. Since the Sphere treasury will be growing and the Sphere token supply will be decreasing, over time, each remaining VE Sphere token will control more and more of an expanding treasury and will therefore control more and more voting power. As you can see, meta-governance power and the right to bribe revenue are key elements of VE Sphere. However, as mentioned earlier, vote-escrowed Sphere requires a time lock and requires active management of voting power, and not everyone will be interested in taking such an active role in the DeFi space. That is why SP Sphere will also be available. SP Sphere is a liquid staked version of VE Sphere and will become available through Sphere's liquid market. To keep things straightforward, users will be able to stake their Sphere LP token as SP Sphere. Just like with VE Sphere, SP Spherians will enjoy revenue from the entire Sphere ecosystem and will benefit from Sphere's deflation. What makes SP Sphere different from VE Sphere is that SP Sphere does not have a time lock, meaning that it can be unstaked at any time, hence liquid staked via the liquid markets. The catch is that SP Spherians forfeit their voting rights to VE Spherians, and the liquid markets will charge SP Spherians a small performance fee. In exchange, as mentioned earlier, SP Spherians will be able to earn revenue from the entire Sphere ecosystem without having to time lock their LP. Now, if you've noticed, SP Sphere also works to further concentrate the voting power of VE Sphere, because remember, SP Spherians forfeit their voting rights to VE Spherians. This is the big picture of Sphere v3. VE Sphere as a meta-governance kingpin with increasingly concentrated voting power. And Sphere as the S&P 500 of crypto, in that with both VE Sphere and SP Sphere, users will gain increasing exposure to an expanding basket of valuable cryptocurrency projects. Especially in today's current market conditions, I hope it is helpful to think about this big picture. I think it is also important to recognize that building all of these elements and more takes time. We at Sphere know the value in what we are building, but we also know that it can be quite difficult to sit on the sidelines and wait for all of these things to unfold, especially during such tumultuous market conditions. It is important to us to do things right the first time as we establish this foundation for Sphere brick by brick. It is a process, and it does take time. Still, we want you to know that we are reachable through Discord, and we are happy to talk with you there. This is also the best place to stay up to date on announcements so that you can be aware of Sphere's progress and the progress of the ecosystem whenever new information is made available. You can also leave us a comment on this video and we will do our best to help. After all, this video and channel is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Thanks for watching, and always remember that you matter for who you are. I am Price.